Well, hello and welcome back. We are continuing our season where we are looking at how AI exposes the cracks. This is the Developreneur podcast, also known as Building Better Developers. I am Rob Broadhead, one of the founders of Developreneur, also the founder of RB Consulting, where we help you avoid technology mistakes, especially the expensive ones, before they happen. Good thing and bad thing. So, this is one of those annoying things. So bad thing that happened was we're going out and we're getting some salmon steaks for dinner. And apparently one of the steaks that we got is one of these things that they must have soaked it in brine beforehand. It was just nice, frozen in its packaging. But when we pulled it out and cooked it, it tasted like somebody had dumped an entire salt shaker on top of it. And it was funny because we had two steaks and I had one that was fine. My wife had the one that was super salty and she goes, "Wow, is this real salty?" And I thought maybe she was just really sensitive to it until she gave me a piece and I immediately had to drink a gallon of water to offset the amount of sugar or amount of salt that was sucked into my body. So bad thing. Good thing is the rest of the dinner was great. All the potatoes and the veggies and all that kind of stuff. So it is nice in things a little bit differently than you expected. And that may be a little different direction than Michael expected, but that's okay. Now he can go wherever he wants as he introduces himself.
Hey everyone, my name is Michael Melash, one of the co-founders of Building Better Developers, also known as Developreneur. I'm also the founder of Envision QA, where we design and test software that fits your workflow so that you can stop fighting your tools and start growing your business. Good thing, bad thing, water's been restored hopefully at this point from the time of the recording. So that will be a good thing. And really, nothing new bad, so to speak, because we've got the holiday, or we're actually recording this pre-holiday. So I'm actually looking forward to some fireworks and kicking back and relaxing.
So hopefully fireworks, but no trips to the emergency room or anything like that. So just a happy and safe bunch of explosions and fire and smoke and all that good stuff. So the explosions, fire, smoke, and all those other things we're not going to have right now because we're talking about governance. We're talking about keeping things within the guardrails, on the rails, no train wrecks or anything like that. And we're going to continue right in this episode, right where we left off last time. This is really, this is one of those I think is a very important conversation for us to have. I think this is certification that it's worth looking into and just see, if nothing else, even if you don't go through the certification process, just being aware, I think, can help quite a bit. So without further ado, let's dive right back into part 2 of our interview.
I like that. I'm not always for government oversight, but within industries like the HIPAA Act that was passed in the US, that was critical for healthcare. There are needs for regulation to some extent, but do you see one of the things I'm seeing is across governments in certain countries, there's a lot of fear around AI. So do you see that the governance and that these laws are going to kind of help put the brakes on AI, or are they just too little too late at this point? And AI, like every law that's going to be passed, yes, there's penalties, yes, there's governance, but are we going to leapfrog that in 6 months? AI is taking us leaps and bounds. I mean, we're basically in that next industrial revolution, right? Under Boy's Law, we're just going to be going faster and faster and faster exponentially. Can we keep up with this? Can we keep those guardrails in place enough to keep things moving forward in a sane way that protects our customers and our data and our businesses?
Sure. So we found a way for that. So first of all, people always think that AI governance is going to slow down AI innovation. That's not true. For probably currently, if you work on something, probably for the first 6 months, everything feels like it's going fast. But when governance is not in place, things are going to slow down, right? So it is important to have a governance that goes parallel with innovation. But now, governance is something, because AI is going in so much high speed, that we need to make the governance catch up. So that's why we found a solution to use AI to do governance. So that's why even in our certification, we provide AI prompting guides to speed up the AI governance. Even on our AI governance platform, we provide AI assistance to increase the speed of AI governance. Even that's our unique value proposition compared to all other certification. Our certification is unique because we use AI to do AI governance. So I think we can definitely catch up. We may need a number of people and a little bit of care in terms of that we are deploying something. The person who is doing this work needs to have a lot of care because it may affect people, community, organization. If they have that care and do that work, I'm sure we can catch up AI governance with AI innovation for sure. And it's going to be very interesting. But reality is not all organizations are going to do this. It will come to a point about probably by end of 2027 or early 2028, we will have a huge issue of non-governed AI. Because even if you have all the police, everything, still crime happens. Similarly, even if you have governance, still there are possible for AI incidents. So that's going to happen. It's going to be very high. We will see that by early 2028. That's what I predict. Let's see, let's hope for the best. And wherever possible, it's important for every organization to work on AI governance for sure.
Great. And that's what I was hoping to hear from the governance side of things. Now, on the legal side of it, though, the second part of that question, do you see governed laws like the EU and US? Do you think that they are not going to understand the governance enough, or do you think that, like you said, the penalties for not using it are high in the EU? But do you think they're going to go too far or not far enough? And like you said, the bad actors are just going to run wild. The problem is AI is not just innovating legal businesses, right? It's innovating the illegal ones. That we've already got AIs that can hack systems. So, I mean, we're reaching that tipping point where what we've been doing for the last 30 years can now be done very, very fast. And
So-
it's almost like the floodgates or the dam has burst. Do you think the legal governance side of this, the legal side, is going to lock down too hard on this too quickly? Or do you think they're going to try to follow like the EU and use like your governance certifications and governance to try and mitigate this damage? I don't know. I just see two sides of this, and I'm curious of your opinion on this.
See, EU AI Act is very comprehensive. If any country tried to do it, most of the countries try to come out of it. They don't want to actually do it. If you take US, they want to make the innovation go faster. And even there is no federal law yet, right? And if you see even Singapore to me has one of the best governance standards and frameworks. Singapore is the first country to have the first agentic AI framework. So if you think about it, they're all thinking about innovation first, governance second. EU is the only group of countries they thought about governance first. They've always been like that. GDPR, you know about it. So they've always been like that. But what I'm seeing with other countries like Canada is just starting the AI strategy. They just released it on 4th of June. So what I'm seeing is most of the countries except European Union, currently they are thinking only about innovation. They're only extending the existing laws, not having any comprehensive law, only soft laws, no penalties, nothing. And that's what continue to happen because they want to go along with the innovation rather than because they don't even have a comprehensive plan as well. because AI is moving so fast. We also realizing it, right? I'm trying to train my team and I can't catch up with it. Every day a tool is coming. So most countries are staying quiet and just updating their existing laws rather than making anything comprehensive. And if you take China, what they are currently doing is they are having sector based regulations, specific sectors. So they go as and when some things are required, they're constantly updating. So to summarize, as of now, except European Union, none of them have a comprehensive enforcement AI law in their country. Although Japan and South Korea has it, but they are very soft. Maybe penalties are very low. Even in US, if you see, there are state laws like New York local law, um, Tennessee, Colorado. All all of them are there, but if you see in a federal wise, there is none. So that's what I was predicting. Like, if the government is not enforcing, or even a regulator is not enforcing, then there is a possibility that we can end up with issues without AI governance. And I wish all the countries or regulatory bodies take this seriously before we end up having something not right. And
But now,
Mhm.
no, go ahead.
Yeah. So we need to make sure that we have proper AI governance, because currently we are thinking from a perspective of one to one, but it's a exponential growth. If you see AI, because it's not one to one, it's not one agent. An agent can call 1,000 agents. That 1,000 agent call, it's like it's not even exponential. I don't know even a word for that. It's 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 very much higher, and we are a AI native company. Our platforms, everything, all AI native. So I understand if a small mistake can happen, it can cascade, and it can, and think about if that happened with really sensitive information, that's gonna affect a lot of people. So that's why I said people need to have a lot of care, especially the AI governance professionals. They need to have a lot of care, checking everything. It's not just ticking boxes. That's not enough. Even none of the frameworks around the world, including ISO 42001, only just ticking the checkboxes is not enough. It's important for people that people who are taking the responsibility, because for every AI system there is one person responsible. That person needs to have a lot of care in terms of what they are doing, understanding and doing it right. I hope that everybody understands this really well and do it well.
I think there's two things, and one that you know, to cut a little, I guess, to give a little grace to the governments and the political organizations, is this really has changed. You said this is growth at a level that we're not used to. This is, geometric, exponential growth, however you want to look at it, is it's changing so quickly that organizations don't even know. They're trying to figure out what they need to be ready for AI, much less, native AI or anything like that. And I think politics and governments always, are going to trail the public sector. But an interesting thing was that you mentioned that I do want to swing into is that you said that there's always, somebody that's responsible for. There's one person responsible for that AI, and that's one of the things that I'm going to push back on a little bit, because I'm wondering, is that true? It seems like there's a lot of organizations where they adopt AI and they have a prototype or an MVP or proof of concept, and then they launch this AI thing, but there isn't. I think that's part of the problem. It feels like that there's not an owner of the AI. So when it goes bad, these bad actors, you have like the people that are good actors, you have the intentional bad actors, and it feels like you've got this very large percentage that are unintentionally bad actors that they let AI go. Like you said, if you've got one agent and it's okay and it seems to work okay, but work fine and it does the things it's supposed to and it works within the guardrails. But there's something that when it launches other agents, now those suddenly, it's a little bit of a drift, and the next thing you know, you're very far from where you started. So I wonder how that factors in as far as the not just putting in the guardrails and putting that governance, but being very intentional about implementing it and who owns it. Who is it that is the one that if you fail, who is it the one that you get to point to and say this is a person that needs to correct it?
Sure. As part of most of the frameworks, we need to associate every AI system with a human. That's for sure. But historically, there were a lot of AI incidents where the humans were not assigned to it. There was no human oversight. And one of the famous airlines, they had an AI chatbot. I'm sure I don't want to name it. AI chatbot, because you know how AI works. If you tell it to do something, it will do it for you. The person who was using the chatbot say, "Hey, can you give me a flight ticket for $1?" And it said, "Yes, I can give you the flight ticket for $1." And he paid that money, $1, and got it. And now, of course, the airline was in the loss, and it was keep happening. He was telling his friends and doing it. And who is responsible? None. Because such a big organization did not have that in place. So currently, slowly, most of the airline industry is slowly adopting AI governance. So we have now AirAsia doing our certification, Scoot, Singapore Airlines. So they are also doing our certification. I think slowly they are getting to it. But it's all in the hands of the developer as well. It's not just the AI governance professional. As a developer, I understand it. It's their responsibility to make sure that the AI is not hallucinating and putting that guardrails to say you can only answer within this. You can't do beyond that. And there are so many incidents every year, at least 600 to 700 incidents happen that are publicly available. But think in my organization, other organization, it can happen more. So it's very clearly mentioned in majority of the frameworks that needs to be human oversight. And if we have ChatGPT in our organization or Claude in our organization, Claude or ChatGPT are never responsible. It's a human in the organization who deployed that software is responsible, never the vendor. It's always the person in the organization. So it's possibility that there are organizations who do not have a human oversight. If something happens, hey, I'm not responsible, it's still happening.
So I want to, we've covered a lot here, and for those of the audience that now are what we'll call believers in, okay, we've got to make sure that we have governance, that we've got these rules and these procedures in place in an organization. How do you start? What are your first steps if you're introducing an AI governance program?
Sure. I would say start off with very few simple steps. Okay, number one, have an AI policy. Have an AI policy that clearly highlights how to use, even if they're using only generative AI like ChatGPT or Claude, have a clear policy to mention what needs to be followed. But that's not enough. We need to train the team members that this is the policy that you need to follow. So, which means, for example, if you are uploading a personal data of our clients, that can't be going into Claude or ChatGPT. Or if you are uploading phone numbers, or if you're uploading any health data, that's not going, because not everyone understands it. It probably may be so simple for us to know, but think about our developers. They don't have any idea about governance. So having an AI policy and also training the team about the AI policy and refreshing that every now and then is so important. That's the first easy step. Anyone who doesn't have anything stood out, if they say, even I don't have a budget, I can't do this now, the minimal thing is having an AI policy. Then after that, if they are quite sophisticated, okay, I can do, then they can implement a framework like ISO 42001, or if it's in US, They can use NIST AI RMF framework. So there are multiple frameworks that they can use it. But minimal, no budget, start off with writing an AI policy and telling your employees that there something exists, you need to learn it, and then use it.
So for those that are not large organizations, like some of our developers that use AI, or some of our business developer nerds, our entrepreneurial minded developers and followers, how would you suggest that they get started? Because they don't have larger budgets. Would using AI, like you said, you're an AI organization, would it be wise to work with AI to help build this governance, or is that still too dangerous because of the hallucinations we can get with AI?
Sure. So for small developers, I would highly recommend having a small Excel sheet, write down all the AI use cases they have, along with mentioning all the risks associated with that use case. And you talked about hallucination, and there are so many other risks, right? It is in the hands of the developer to avoid it. If they program it in a way, we can avoid several hallucination. And if you know that it's hallucination is going to happen, we can switch off AI and go into a non-AI mode and still program it. So that's why it's important for all the team members to work together, from the AI governance professional, because the developers do not know. See, our developers are like early 20s and they don't understand anything about AI governance. So it's important for us to tell them. So simply have an Excel sheet, write down all the use cases, all the risk associated, and one person name or human oversight for each of those use cases. That's more than enough, because they know what is running. Otherwise, it'll come to a point which AI agents are calling, which one. It's going to be a huge impact. And that's why we created this AI governance tool for us, which is Govern 365. It's a tool built by Global AI Certification Council. So we made certain things easier for organizations to manage AI better.
That makes a lot of sense. And it's one of those, again, I think that, like everything else, when you're building a business, if you start the right place, if you start with your spreadsheet and you know what's AI, who owns it, what does it do, then as you grow, you can grow that spreadsheet. So you don't have to come back, if you go do that for 5 years and now you come back and try to figure out what are all of our processes and who owns it, then it's a little bit more of a challenge, because now you never know, like you mentioned, there may be some shadow systems, there's all the things that just complicate that. Now we've flown through our time here, so I want to make sure before we wrap this up, because this is great, and this is very important for our audience and everybody that's touching AI, basically, to understand how best can they get a hold of you and your organization, especially if they're curious about getting certification for this.
Sure. So our website is www.gaicc.org. So they can get information about all the certifications there. But the best way to reach out to me on LinkedIn. I'm the only person with this name, Latha Karthigaa. So if you put it down, I'm the only person with this name on LinkedIn. So they can easily connect with me. I live on LinkedIn unless I'm sleeping or I'm at the gym. So I live on LinkedIn. So people can contact me and ask me questions, because most of the time, people have questions in terms of, or 80% of the questions will be like, oh, I am in this industry, I have this much years of experience, I don't know which certification to choose. So I'm sure everyone will have that question. They can always reach out to me and ask those questions to me. I'll reply whenever I'm awake.
Excellent. We don't want to interrupt your gym time or your sleep time, but that'll be excellent, because, I think this is one of those things which it is an educational thing for sure, to make sure that people understand that this is important, and this is going to be the way of the world for quite a while, until whatever the next technology is that supersedes AI. That being said, we will wrap this one up. I want to appreciate everybody that said, all of you that are listening. I appreciate your time and hanging out with us. And there will be some bonus information. If you're just listening, you can go check us out on the YouTube channel out at Developreneur and see what extra stuff she has to share with us. But other than that, go out there and have yourself a great day, a great week, and we will talk to you next time. Now, bonus, either a challenge or a bonus that you would have for these youngsters and maybe not so youngsters that are starting businesses and they are a lot of our developers that are working with AI and usually on a daily basis and trying to figure out how to do it securely. What's a recommendation or a challenge you have for them?
Sure. I'm going to give some bonus information. Number one, I'll share that AI Governance Job Insights 2026, which we released like 14 days ago. I'll share that link with you. Please pass it on to your audience. Number two, we also have the state of current AI governance information about where we are currently in, what regulations. That document also I will share with you so they can have a quick read. And I have one challenge for all of them. That is, I know many people are using AI to build something, but majority of the story is I built it, but I'm not making any money out of it. So the passion goes into drain. So we can continue to do the passion only when we can make some money out of it. Otherwise, we need to find something else for job. So my challenge is whenever someone builds anything with AI, they need to build something that can be marketed and be sold. That's the challenge. Anything they build.
I love that. That is that's some incredible wisdom right there, because I do think there are a lot of people talk about AI slop and stuff like that, but I think there are a lot of AI applications out there, and I can even think of a few that I've created where it doesn't. People do it because it's sort of cool in the moment, but then they're like, okay, I solved that problem, or I did that thing. And it doesn't really serve a purpose to advance it. Now, if it's a one-off solution, that's fine. But I do think that it is worth it for people to use this platform, all of you in the audience, to use this platform that you have with AI to actually take that problem that you wanted to solve, that you saw a business behind that, and actually go pursue that, chase that down. Don't just do it and say, okay, I got it done in a weekend, so it's done. Instead, turn that into a product. Go market that. Go find people that other people that need that problem solved. We talk about the why all the time. Why'd you build it? What's the problem you're solving? How does that solution work? And if you're probably not the only one with the problem. So go out there, make a few bucks off of it, and if nothing else, pay for your AI subscriptions.
And also when they do that marketing, sales, and there is an opportunity for them to go and sell the business as well. Mm-hmm. Because investors are looking for AI businesses. And there are so many good developers, great developers. They do it, but they don't know how to market and sell it. And I really want them to use AI to do marketing. Of course, they have to learn, because AI is not, we need to learn to prompt AI, right? So I want them to definitely do the marketing and understand the way to sell and take this opportunity to do that and sell the business for multiple times. So they can live with the passion forever.
Mm-hmm. That's true. It's like, go ahead and get your exit strategy from the start so that you can go retire young and enjoy your life. So thank you so much. That was this is one of the better bonus gifts that you gave there. We'll definitely have links to all of these for your site and these studies. I think they're valuable to everybody to just sort of see where the industry is going and see what sort of things are out there. Definitely, we'll check. We'll have the LinkedIn linked out there so you guys can chase her down when she's not working out or is taking a nap or sleeping. And that being said, thank you so much for your time, for hanging out with us, for joining us here. We will, we'll let you know when this is getting close to release. We'll send you links. Feel free to share it however you want. From here on out, if there's anything we can do to help you, let us know. Happy to be of help and be of service where we can. And if we can help you evangelize the governance and certifications around that, we're happy to do so. So thank you so much, and
I really
have
appreciate
yourself a
it.
great day.
Yeah, you too. You too. Enjoy. See you soon.
All right.
Pleasure.
Yes. Have a good one, Latha. Bye.
Yeah, you too. You too. Bye, Michael. Bye, Rob.
Take care.
Take care.
Mhm.